Hello, in this video you will learn how to write the equation of a log function from a graph. Let me start by pointing out that right here we have that yellow line that stands for the asymptote of the parent function. Remember, an asymptote is a line to which the function gets really close to, as you can see right here, but never crosses. Therefore, any point on that line is undefined, as well as any point to the left of that line. That's why on this side, you will never see any points for the log function in this format. You also see the purple is part of the parent function to show you that the parent function always crosses through 0.10. We're going to use this equation right here to determine the function of the log in red. So starting with this pivot point of the parent function, I'm going to be determining the movement to get to the pivot point of the red line. So from there, I need to move 1 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So in the formula, H moves you sideways, K moves you up and down. Also, since the graph has moved, the asymptote also moves. The asymptote in this case moves 1 because it would be the vertical line to which the graph gets really close to, but never touches or crosses. In this case, it only moved 1, therefore the equation of the asymptote is x equal to 1. Now we're ready to go for the equation of the log function. So we start with f of x equals log base b. We don't know the base yet. We'll determine this shortly. And inside the parentheses, we have x. In the formula, it's a minus h. Since we move to the right, this will be a minus 1. Whenever you have something that goes inside the parentheses, you always do the opposite of what you did. So in here, we move 1 to the right. 1 is a plus, the opposite would be a minus. That's why we have a minus inside the parentheses. Then we have to do the k. K does not change signs. Since we move down, that would be a negative 5. We have to put minus 5. Now we need to find another point on the graph and then use that point to determine the rest of the equation. I'm going to pick this point right here, which is 7, negative 4. 7, negative 4. And I'm going to plug those into the equation. Remember that this is x and this is y. So y is negative 4. Y is another way to say f of x. And this would be equal to log base b of, instead of x, I'm going to plug in that 7 minus 1 minus 5. We will evaluate, so it's negative 4 equals log base b of 6 minus 5. Add 5 to both sides. This gives us 1 equals log base b of 6. Now we're going to turn this into an exponential equation. Remember, we want b is the base to the which power, which is in this case 1, gives us 6. So we want b to the 1 power equals 6. Therefore, the base is 6. We're going to write b equals 6. Now we're ready to write the equation down. So we start with f of x equals log base 6, that's the one we just determined, of x minus 1 minus 5. That would be the equation of the function. In order to find the y for letter C, all we have to do is point to the work. That's exactly how we found the base. Now the domain and range. The domain asks how far to the left and to the right can we move. Remember that I mentioned that we only go as far left as the asymptote. Therefore, it would be we start from 1. We have a this parentheses because it does not include 1, and we can always go to positive infinity on the right. The range is how far up and down we are able to go. The graph goes down to negative infinity, and even though it's growing very slowly, if you keep going to infinity, eventually it also goes to infinity. So range is negative infinity to positive infinity.